Just... I have no choice but to defend myself. From a financial...
Ground, men.
Watched.
Huh. What a nice day.
See you around.
Damn. How did you do that? I mean, sure, the craftsmanship is rough and there's a lot that could be improved, but damn, didn't think it was possible. If you really want to join the Stonewall. The bad news is that even though I could recommend you, since I joined up with one eye, my word means jack sh. You'd need to find someone in the Forlorn Swords who can teach you more about the $4 song. Unless talk to him. Mention my name. He should help. A friend. And probably a better blacksmith and stonemason than I am. But if he didn't join up with one eye, because he's never cared about anything but his craft. Not everyone in the tribes knows how, but yeah, most of the people who know the songs of the Four Dwellers are why? Hell, we've been living in these mountains for centuries, and we've learned how to work with every other damn stone. Or the Thuds will tell you it's because they connected with the ancient magic of those. I bet it was the Ulfrites who first figured it out. Just kept hammering at that damn. No, most of them would tell you to. It's odd that most of them are lunatics who chop on. Tension, you say? Nah, you bet we do. Magic is cowardly crap. Any Ulfrite will tell you that. Use iron like a real person. Don't wave your hand, and you can't trust the Thuds. They're like vipers you fed from your own bosom, and that hasn't changed in centuries.
Nothing ever happens. Go.
So, you're after that snake, huh? I've been telling one sometimes. That man doesn't have a single honest bone in his body. He came here but I don't trust him. Once a traitor, always a traitor. Still, I've sworn anyway. He's a... I'm no sure. I'm not about to share our secrets with somebody that's only half... I've got a potion from Therov, made for my warriors. He claims the thing is, I don't fully trust his brew. It's supposed to... I can't risk my men just... That's... Here. So... What the hell? Damn it! I don't know what you're trying. Come sit by the fire with me. Feeling better now? Glad to see. I have no idea what you're talking about, but at least now I know you're ready to start. Exactly why I've always told Therov he's fully shit. He's chasing the imposter. I wasn't expecting you to just go along with it. No Volker would accept a potion like that from an outsider. No, I can see you're reckless, but I still don't know if it turns out. I need some... Don't push me out. One Eye wants to make nice with the keepers, though if you ask me, no level in their precious pile of rocks to the ground is nice enough already. But he says that's no enough. He's looking to make a gesture of goodwill, and he's put me in charge of picking out a gift to send. Camelot, of course. Who else is there? Everything they touch turns to ash. The land. Aye, I've got one. I sent some of my men to hunt down bandits and told them to collect an ear. I thought of Ugwi make them into a necklace. But apparently, stringing ears on a wire is beneath his pride as a... Think you could help me put it together and deliver it? I know your lot thinks we're savages, but how else would they know we've been helping? The keepers probably wouldn't notice fewer bandits. If you've got a better... I could have Ugwi forge an axe, but he doesn't see much different. Know that I blame him. I can't either. I just take One Eye's word that it exists. As for my people, the Volker stripped themselves of any meaning a long time ago. But that... Aye. As much as I hate to admit it, you might be right. So, I'll need a few things. No, I couldn't. But I could give you the recipe for a go.
Nothing ever happens. Someone's bound to start trouble.
Careful. Legs snap easy. So. Good. Here. Take this package, but handle it carefully. We were once a proud people, and this parting with this vial is a show of our respect. Or rather, I need you to understand this. It's all that remains from the blessing Mither once bestowed on us. Nae Camlotion alchemist can replicate it. Every Voker knows the recipe, but the source of the main ingredient has been lost, along with Mither's favour. Every drop I use is taken from what left, so I really bloody hope they keep... It's a gesture of goodwill. Besides, they only need a sip. No, the entire... Thank you. I almost forgot. I did...
What do you want?
What in the world is this supposed to be? Some kind of Do we really need more dubious concoctions floating around? Peaceful, you say? The Dol Riata, talking about, well, pass on my thanks to them. Damn it. It's not a sacred potion, but food is food. I just hope they won't take a...
acting like a fool.
You're back. How did it go? What is this? A barrel of salted fish? Aye, to be honest, I wasn't expecting much. I figured the potion would just end up shattered on the stone. Maybe I was wrong about the Southerners. Maybe there's hope for peace in One Eye's plan after all. You head to the temple. You must... It's strange, and I definitely haven't met many people willing to come up and chatter endlessly at me. Why? My tribe is lost. They've been stumbling around in the dark for years. I tried to push them, to remind them of our pride, to make something out of them again. But when even my own sister turned her back on me, I gave up. One Eye's campaign felt like a gift for Mother. First one since I was born. Aye, an older one. I thought she'd help me bring the Volker back to what we used to. She only cared about her books, no the tribe. We fought about it so much, until My tribe believes Mother has abandoned us, but I don't think the answer is just to give up and wait for death. And I believe the best way to do that is by breaking Camel, because he has a goal. I'm not here to stare.
Someone's bound to start trouble.
Careful. Legs snap easy. Careful. Legs snap easy.
Just another peaceful moment. Well, you've nailed the basic. Please, watch where you go. Damn, I've got a pattern I've been sitting on, and if you... Ooh, I've got something else for you, friend. I might retire early. Looks like you've handled everything I had for you. Say what you want about the Dal Rita, but those...
Someone's bound to start trouble.
I'd rather face blades than boredom.
We need to make a plan. Camelot will soon figure out something's not right.
Don't fret. To the Dalriada, honor matters more than life itself. We gave you our word.
But do you realize taking this temple was a terrible idea, right? It's just gonna speed up Camelot's intervention.
Taking the temple was inevitable.
Why? Do you mean? What do you mean? Are you trying to provoke Camelot into invading? Or do you just not like the All-Mother?
We believe in the same goddess, but we call her Mera.
That doesn't answer my question. What do you want? You don't look like you're from the tribes. How did you even get in here?
Whoever she is, I can't say she lacks courage. We don't usually take visitors, so she must have found a way to get here. Well, that seems to be a matter for the Horns of the South. I do not need to be involved. I trust you to know what should be shared, and what's best kept to yourself.
I don't know what kind of madness brought you here, flashing that pin, but my friend's right. You've got courage. So tell me, who are you, and what do you need from me? Conspiring? Don't be I don't see, however, and not a very sharp one at that. If you're wondering why the commander of the largest garrison in the south would want to make a deal... Ha! Good luck with that. Only King Arthur can wield Ah, Caradoc. Well, that changes things. I had a fine. Yes, every new captain gets a set of secrets passed down from his predecessor, and yes, one of those secrets is how to touch Excalibur and survive. But nothing in life is free, you know that. Galahad the Pure is breathing down my neck, and I hate it when somebody's breathing down my neck. There he goes. He keeps preaching that fire purifies all. Galahad doesn't bother with politics, because he doesn't have to. But from what I've heard, even Camelot's getting tired of him. Sometimes, you've got to talk to people. No need to chase after them with a bloody torch. You'll see soon enough how fanatical he is. Galahad's the last thing the Horns of the South need right now. In theory, the Horns of the South should be on an equal footing with the Round Table. But that's just theory. In reality, they treat us like we're beneath them. They demand we supply them with food and protect the South, and all we get in return are threats that Galahad will be sent to put us in our place. I met him once. He's no knight. He's a butcher. Bloody windfucker will fly from Camelot to the Orns just to hang half of the garrison for whatever he himself will perceive as disobedience or treason. And, I can assure you, there won't be any investigating when he arrives. Don't tell me you're that naive. Do you know how he... It's because he somehow got it into his thick skull that evil is everywhere, and the best way to deal with it is to burn it all away. So, he goes round setting everything on fire. I mean, yeah, sure, it's pure after that, because there's nothing left. Well, except for the charred corpses. But nobody in Camelot seems to care about those. My arse is purer than this guy. Even after I take a huge... Galahad needs to die, obviously. We'll just say he had an, well, unfortunate... But then, we can continue our talks with the tribes, and by the time... Well, what's wrong with that? It's him or us. If we let him snoop around here any longer, he's gonna uncover our... And if that happens, trust me, you'll be going down with... I don't see any way out of this that doesn't end in open war between Camelot and the tribes. Not to mention, half of my men will probably end up burned at the stake for treason or some other... And I can't openly risk a coup. That would only make matters even more complicated. So, as you can see, you're... In theory, the Horns of the South should be on an equal footing with the Round Table. But that's just... In reality, they've been trying to suppress us. And the fact they're funding most of our operations, you know, like building... Yeah, it's that... Just flash that pin to his guards. They'll let you in without a problem. And now, excuse me, I have... Yeah.
Stop right there. Who are you? And what do you want here? Very funny. We're the personal guard of Sir Galahad the Pure, a knight of the Round Table. You could also leave in peace. It's true that this pin obliges me to take you to the knight. Go. But bear in mind that the door is open. Try not to... You again? It's... The door is... Try...
I can hear you! Who goes there? It's shiny, sure, but you clearly have no idea what you're doing. Waving a round table pin in front of a knight of the round table? Not the smartest move. Normally, I'd throw you out for your arrogance and stupidity. But you're lucky. I've got a soft spot for boldness. And where'd you get it? You mean you found Caradoc's tomb and robbed it? Interesting. And when exactly did this happen? When did you last see him? I see. Interesting. Very interesting. All right. So what do you want, then? The one on the left was questioning my orders. For some reason, he thought his opinions were more important than obedience in the middle of a war. They aren't. The one on the right decided Camelot wasn't paying enough, so he thought that was a good enough excuse to help himself to his comrades' pockets. It wasn't. Ask them. I know what people say about me. They think I'm a madman who burns everything, a butcher who hangs the innocent. I've heard it all. But I believe that only decisive action gets results. There's no room for mercy when it comes to insubordination. It's the only way to prevent the fall of Avalon. That's exactly why we need Camelot and the Horns of the South to be strong and united. You do know that the lighthouse of the Horns of the South works like a giant menhir, right? It's why we've ordered them to build another one to strengthen its power. As for how the Dalrita feel about the weirdness, I don't care. I'm here to protect our people, and those tribes are in the way. We're going to fight the Dalrita. We're driving that rabble out of the All-Mother's temple. And when we head home, we'll put their heads on pikes at the gates of the Forlorn Swords. That way the rest of those barbarians will know Camelot is still watching over them, even if we have to protect them from themselves. At the beginning, yes. But they're primitive. They don't respect order. They never will. Arthur gave them the Forlorn Swords, a rich land where they could govern themselves. They were supposed to watch the giants deliver iron and chase after their cousins through the tunnels, or whatever it is that tickles their fancy. But no, that wasn't enough for them. I've always thought Avalon would be better without them. Arthur probably gathered them all in one place, hoping they'd kill each other. And that didn't work, so we'll have to do this the hard way. The war's already here. It's been going on for a while. We're fighting each other in the west, and people are whispering about rebellion in the north. The last thing we need is united tribes. Oh, so you don't know? One Eye's a traitor. He's fooled the younger tribesmen with grand promises of uniting the tribes and marching north. But the Council of Elders is still loyal to us. They want no part in a war. He's just a bandit, abandoned by his own people. When his village fell, no one came to help. And One Eye, like the rat he is, ran. I'm just here to finish what I started. And when the Elders see us take down One Eye, we won't need to worry about those savages for another 600 years. That was the plan. It's my job to keep those lazy fish-eaters in check. Camelotian gold flows to them, and I need to make sure they're doing something with it. But the Dalrita showing up. That made things more interesting. Their presence will bring down the south, and I don't let things fall apart on my watch. Denunciation, like loyalty, can be valuable. The key is knowing who deserves loyalty and who needs to be reported. I appreciate you telling me, but unfortunately, you haven't told me anything I didn't already suspect. Marvelous.
down. Be in for a fight! I'll strike you down! It's just a flesh wound! I see fear in your eyes! It's but a scratch! Back to your mortal tower! Your pull to my sword! I'll strike you down! I'll strike you down! Show me what you are made of!
Much the same. He was a fierce warrior, determined to win at any cost. I watched him closely, and I found him too consumed by cruelty. That is why I chose Seawall and Palamedes as my closest confidants, not him. Yet this Galahad still seems devoted to Camelot and the old ways, and he remains just as fierce.
Oh, look who's here. How's the destiny? That's wonderful news. You have no idea what a favour you've done. Because sometimes the best defence is a good offence. First off, he represented Camelot, and we're done with their... Second, after the massacre of One Eye's tribe, his death was convenient for both of us. And when the tribes finally unite and come down from the mountains, he figured me out. He knew what I'd discovered, and he wanted to stop me. And trust me, proof that Camelot is rotten to the core, and that a lying... I didn't plan to tell you, but my one-eyed friend convinced. As a reward for your help, you don't have to if you don't want to. You're free to go, and this is the great... Here, take this seal. In the sunken village, you'll find the entrance to Seawall's crypt. Everyone knows the story of how the evil druid sealed but the real story is why they sealed. One Eye broke the old seals and replaced them with his own. If you want to see what Camelot was so desperate to hide, you'll find your answers there. Behind the statue, you'll find where to use the seal. Once you do, you'll see. If that doesn't convince you that Camelot's... I won't tell you anything more. I'll catch up with... I'm sure...
I'd rather face blades than boredom. Careful. Next time.
Why is everything always such a hassle? Acting like a fool won't be a fool.
I know this place. I remember it, although my memory is still clouded. I was here with Merlin. We had a disagreement about something important. It was here that the idea of how to end the war with the Four Dwellers first took shape. But what happened next is still unclear. I don't remember. And yet, I know it had something to do with Seawall, a place of his eternal rest. But something is wrong. It doesn't feel like a tomb. Be cautious.
Seawall Firstfoot, the one who scouted the land before the traitor Arthur set foot on it. I was loyal. I was devoted. Arthur wanted more. Arthur betrayed me. Yes, it is my legacy. The Jewel of the South, the safe haven of honorable men. I've been here for so long, it doesn't matter anymore. The Dalriata promised me revenge. They understand what happened here. Everyone who comes here has the right to ask. I was the most loyal of Arthur's men. I was the first to go ashore and take on any danger that might arise in this new and unfamiliar land. Then came the war. I fought by his side, shielded him with my own body. I trusted him. But Arthur wanted more. Arthur longed to possess a power equal to that of our enemies. So Merlin decided our king must first become immortal. Only then could he achieve greatness. But Merlin needed volunteers. Trusted people to go first to make sure that his methods were effective. So we wouldn't risk Arthur's life in trying to grant him immortality. They thought I had died, so they buried me. Arthur's greed and Merlin's obsession made me what I am now. Arthur should have made sure. They thought I was dead, but I heard everything. I know there were others after me. I know that the king didn't hesitate to do anything to achieve his goal. He experimented on all the knights, abusing their oath. He told them it was for the greater good. Their lives, our lives, meant nothing to him. Arthur doomed his people to eternal suffering. Their names forgotten. Their loyalty abused. He sacrificed the lives of the noblest of men. And this is the greatest possible betrayal. We cannot be helped. We cannot be killed. The Dalriata promised to burn down Camelot. Avenge the memory of all my brothers. Camelot was built on betrayal. Build a new world. Kill. Avenge.
And? What do you think? Well, you look at it this way. Seawall, the founder of the famous stronghold in the south, Arthur's legendary aide and his trusted friend, in reality, meant nothing to him. I feel bad for him, when I think about it, 600 years spent in a tomb, fully aware. But what does it matter? I mean, perhaps it doesn't matter to you or me, but there are people who'll be shattered by it. It'll open their eyes and disprove everything they believed in until now. I couldn't come up with it if I tried. I didn't even have to try because it's all true. To some extent, at least. Oh, maybe not. But who cares what actually happened? At first glance, it's proof enough of how corrupt Camelot is. How Arthur used his most loyal friend, the founder of the Horns of the South, for his own gain. How he doomed him to eternal suffering. Who cares if it's true? Can't you see how powerful this message is? Even if it's just a fable, it's a different fable than the one we've already been told, eh? It's definitely more powerful than all the hogwash we've been fed for all these years. Well, now we found ourselves in what I'd probably call a clusterfuck. And somehow you unwittingly became the most important person in the region, because your decision will change how the entire situation unfolds. You see, my boys from the Horns of the South are split down the middle. Some will back me, but others won't, understand what I'm trying to do. The latter, like Feargas, are the traditionalists. Him. You see where I'm going with this? Oh. Talking to it is a conspiracy, but it doesn't matter what it is or how it looks like, so long as it works. Our only hope for the future, for any future, is aligning with the Dalrita. In order for this to happen, my keepers need to see how rotten Camelot is. Is it rotten now? Yes, definitely. Was it rotten in the times of the king? I don't care. But the hope that it was, the ideal that people cling to, that's what people still believe in. And that faith is precisely what needs to be torn out of their hearts if we're to see any tomorrow. So, what's it gonna be? Will you help me save the South? That's what. Go talk to Feargas. Get him to visit this place. After you're done, I just hope Feargas shows some sense.
It was the most painful thing I heard. I didn't know. I had no idea this is what happened to him. There were other things that required my attention. We were losing the war. I was needed everywhere. I should have paid more attention to what Merlin was doing. I shouldn't have let go.
See you here. Oh, really? And here I thought that... But go ahead. Have I ever mentioned I'm not a big fan of you? Now, tell me what you really want. This isn't funny. I'm no Galahad, burning people at the stake for heresy, but I don't appreciate this kind of behavior either. Still, judging by the look on your face, all right then. I'll go and check it out. I saw what you wanted me to see. We need... Everything I believed has been seriously challenged. Why did you show that? Because it could be that I'd be better off not. What they did to Seawall is unthinkable. What will the other keepers say? What will happen to the whole... Everything we believe... You're right. In the end, it doesn't matter what Camelot was back then. And we did everything in our power to keep the South safe. But this will be the end of the Horns of the South. No young man will... It sounds better than the alternative. That we're a bunch of fools, but we'll have to give everyone some hope to cling to after the truth about Seawall. All right. I assume Brandon put you up to this. I'll support this case. If only for the I don't have to like it one bit.
Someone's bound to start trouble.
Ah, you're back. Good. I do feel for the boy. He really loved Camelot. Probably the last truly loyal keeper. But he had to know the truth. I knew his honor wouldn't let him hide it from the others in the Horns. Now, I'll get one eye. And not everyone will be happy. Those who don't support us will be released from there after that. What?
Marks a new chapter in the history of the Horns of the South. Today, we put an end to fear and poverty. I understand your pain. I know you feel helpless in the face of the looming terror of the weirdness. Camelot has abandoned us, brothers. For years, they've given us no aid. All they do is take our resources, send us to senseless slaughter, and keep us in the dark. Camelot doesn't see us as equals. They've forgotten Seawall Firstfoot's legacy and the promise King Arthur made to us. We were meant to stand as equals. We were meant to be just as powerful as them. And all this time, do you know what they've done to the founder of the Horns of the South? For over 600 years, Seawall has been alive, forgotten by King Arthur and all of Camelot. You don't have to take my word for it. Seawall's tomb is open. Go and see for yourselves. I say, enough. Enough of being fed a rotten myth that turned out to be one great lie. We swore loyalty to the torturers of one of the noblest knights to ever walk Avalon. I say, enough! We will no longer honour an oath made to dishonourable people. We won't let ourselves be exploited any longer. But, my brothers, I bring news. Galahad the Pure, the same Galahad who threatened to burn half our garrison at the stake, is dead. Galahad's death is our chance to break free from Camelot. Enough lies. No more risking everything for those who only know how to take. You're probably wondering, how can we protect the South on our own? How can we defend ourselves when Camelot comes to reclaim their slaves? Yes, that's what we are to them. I know the lockdown of the fortress surprised you, and for that, I truly apologize, but it was necessary to keep you from attacking our new allies, the Del Rita tribes, led by One Eye.
South in the Dal Riada tribes, we are securing the safety of the South and our independence from Camelot.
The tribes will provide us with the military support our depleted ranks desperately need. The tribes will help us rid the South of the bandits who've plagued our people for years. Together, we'll share knowledge and resources to ensure a better future for all Southerners.
We will not drain your resources. In fact, we'll replenish your armories and fill your pantries. We'll stand together, fighting side by side to bring peace and order back to the South. In return, all we ask is your loyalty. If you see a brother from the Dal Riada fight in the Camelotian, stand with our brother. That's all.
Of course, if anyone isn't in favor of this alliance, you have the right to leave the service. I declare a new era for the Horns of the South. Those who don't wish to help build this future are released from their oaths. To those who choose to stay, I promise a good life, and you won't face any more threats. Now, brothers, return to your duties and rest easy. The Horns of the South will endure, and soon we'll be stronger than ever before.
Just stay put. Everything will be just fine. I should stay out of trouble. Keep your
always a pleasure to see you. Riordan's back, and let's hope he knows what he...
An honest matter. Oh, my dear, I'd love to appoint you. You know my attitude towards, but it doesn't change the fact that you're a woman. But, there might... It's an ancient ritual dating back to the beginnings of the Horns of the... We could beat tradition with an even older... You see, there are many different legends. According to one of them, there are a few places on Avalon where you can... And one of those places... Have you seen the old gong in the sunken village? Well, many years ago, when people still went to the woods for a shit instead of using a privy, it was part only the people who passed the ritual. Well, none of the living keepers were recruited that way, so we don't really know what happens during the ritual. That's why Galahad now appoints keepers and the captain chooses them. It's just safer that way. I only know that you need to sound the gong and then lie down to sleep at its base. If you wake up... Unfortunately, the gong is broken. So first, fortunately, Oshbrit should be able to help. Just tell him I sent you. Well, I'm not going to lie. From what I've heard, many people never woke up. They fell into eternal slumber, so well, that's why we abandoned the tradition. And those who woke up were changed, and none of them ever wanted to say exactly what happened there. Then you'll have to find someone smarter than me, because I already told you everything I know. Go, and may the southern wind be in your favor. If you need anything...
Just another peaceful moment.
Why would you want to fix it? Do you even know what it is?
Take some advice from an old man. If there's a giant, ancient statue that somebody tried to turn to dust, they must have had a good reason for it.
Well, if you put it that way, then I suppose I have to tell you the truth. Otherwise, the terror from the sea will bite me in the ass while I bathe.
Of course I can fix it. I've been doing this kind of thing since I could swing a hammer. It's a skill we pass down from master to apprentice, generation to generation. Nothing fancy, just good old blacksmithing. And obviously, though, you'd have to bring me a couple things so that I can actually do it. What a nice day. Always good to have a little rest. Nice to...
Careful with that. How did you, Oh, forget it. I don't even want to know. Just give me a moment. Here. That should do it. Do whatever you need to, if you're really sure about this. But please try to come back alive. I have nothing to tell you. I could try.
Disturb my peace. You made an oath never to summon me again. Excalibur. Wait. Is it really you? You, who come from a time beyond, show yourself before me.
It seems he speaks to me. Allow me to answer him.
Welcome, old friend.
I can see that you know me, but I am a mere shadow of my true self. I don't remember you, Lord of the Seas. Forgive me.
That's what you told me, my friend. The next time we see each other, you will not remember me. But you are here now. The will and the power led you back to this place. Even in this incomplete form.
Where should I look for myself? I wish to restore Avalon to its former glory, yet I don't know how.
Avalon's fate has never rested upon one person alone, not even one as great as King Arthur. Yet here you are, trying again, restless and eager to take the responsibility again. I salute you, my friend.
Tell me what I must do to be worthy to lead Avalon once more. I do not think I have the strength.
Your path is true. Seek wholeness, and Avalon will reveal what it needs from you. And yes, you need to touch Excalibur.
Thank you, my friend.
And you, mortal, it is yours to take. It always was. I deem you worthy, my friend. The promise I gave thy mother is fulfilled, and thus our pact is ended. You know where to look for your soul. Trust yourself. And when you reach your journey's end, I trust you will make the right choice.
Yes, it seems we knew each other well during the war. And this proves that I sought allies beyond our own forces. And I trusted him enough to carry the knowledge of Excalibur. This must count for something.
It's nice to have a break.
am his will, the fire that bends the world to his command. I am the blade that shapes kings and shatters tyrants. He was the fire that forged order from chaos. He was the hand that lifted kingdoms, the will that carved a path through darkness.
Enough, Merlin. You can't keep throwing lives into this abyss. These experiments, they're destroying what remains of us.
Destroying us? They're what's keeping us alive. Do you think the Four Dwellers will stop for pity or mercy? Every soul we lose here saves 10 more on the battlefield. You told me to do this. You sanctioned this. And I'm close to getting it right. I know it.
No. We can't justify this. There's no victory worth such a cost.
You know full well, Arthur, that this isn't about victory. It's about survival. If we don't push these boundaries, there will be no future for your kingdom, for Avalon. You dream of peace, but without victory, there will be no peace to dream of. The path ahead is brutal. But if we relent now, we lose everything.
And yet we keep losing people and gaining nothing in return. We must change the path.
They volunteered for
this. They volunteered to save our kingdom. And you've gotten no closer to doing it. Their sacrifices cannot be in vain, Merlin. Find another way. Use your mind, your wisdom. Leave this slaughterhouse you've created behind.
A different way. That will take time. And resources we may not have. The enemy won't wait.
They will if I make them. Whatever it takes, I will buy you that time. Find me a weapon that wins this war without annihilating what we fight to protect.
Whatever it takes.
Yes. Let it be known that it was my decision, and I will bear the consequences of it.
Oh no, my king. People can never know. It was all my idea, and you knew nothing about it. All of us have our role to play. You are the leader, and they need to love you. If we win, you need to become more than a man. You need to become a symbol.
Now, before you judge me, it wasn't bad. We were on the brink of losing the war. There was no clean path, something had to be done. And in the end, the ones who stepped forward and their deaths gave Merlin the knowledge he justified. No. They were brave men who volunteered. The difference was that if Merlin succeeded, if sacrificing a few meant maybe they never saw justice. Call it cruelty, call it madness, but the kingdom still stands. The people live.
And that has to mean something. I told him to stop the experiments on our men, but to keep going. And he did. He started experimenting on the Four Dwellers, the enemy. If their bodies could be broken down, their power turned against them, wasn't that their own doing? Wasn't that fair? So he figured out how to twist the Four Dwellers' power into something we could wield. I told him to conquer the weirdness. And in the end, he did. He found a way to make me stronger. Stronger than any man had the right to be. It wasn't just magic. It was something deeper, older. A force that reshaped me. And with it, we won. The war ended. Avalon was ours. The bloodshed stopped. The banners were raised, and the kingdom stood safe. That's the question, isn't it? I keep thinking about Seawall. He was ready to pay the ultimate price for what we were fighting for. And I thought he did. I grieved him. Told myself his sacrifice had meaning, that he had given his life for Avalon. And now, after all these years, finding him like this, I told myself I carried the weight of my choices. But seeing him, I wonder if I ever truly did.
You've got that look again, like you've seen something you wish you hadn't. Another piece of the king's soul reclaimed, right? What did it show you this time? Merlin. Ah, Merlin and his obsession with the weirdness. The king thought it could save us. Merlin thought it could be controlled. Together, they were willing to tear the world apart to win. I was a prototype for Merlin's latest idea, immortality. Me and Seawall, the king's loyal pawns. Used and discarded when they found a better way. When they decided to go even deeper into their madness and turn our king into a monster. Fight back. Against who? Merlin? The king? You don't fight gods when you're just a pawn on their board. You endure. You wait. And when the time comes, you either break, or you're left to clean up their mess. That's what I do. What I've all... Even if you're moving it. Seawall was Merlin's first attempt. I was the last. We could say I was lucky. But to say that would take a truly macabre sense of humor, don't you think? Of course he'd say that. There's always a scapegoat and a convenient excuse for men like him. But it doesn't absolve him. Not when he was the one who unleashed this madness on all of us. He wanted victory, no matter the cost. And when you want something that badly, you stop looking too closely at what's being done in your name. And, after all, who said we were supposed to win? The monsters, the weirdness, You've seen what they did, what he did. And that's not the end of the story. It's not the extent of their sins. Find the pieces of his soul. Put him back together, if that's what it takes. And either way, we will get to his resurrection. I've seen it too many times to believe the cycle, but know this. Once he's whole, Arthur's power, his mistakes, and his madness will all return. And when that moment comes, I'll be there. Whether to just remember that when that happens, and you stand by his side, start. You've already started. But if you want the next piece, head to Kunacht. The men here, you will need to find another artifact. The shield our king gave to Palamedes. He was one of the king's finest. A voice of find the shield. And then...
Leave. I see the cobwebs in your... Go for...
No way. I can't tell you my name. My dad's... He told me there are creatures that can steal your name. And they... I'm not by myself. My friends are close by, and my dad will be here any second. And you... That's sad. You should find... Dad told me to wait right here, so I'm waiting. My dad is great at fishing. He once caught a fish as big as... I know. It's very... Great. Dad taught me to angle the rod to the side. I'm sure you'll get... No. That... Dad is... He said... No, he... Dad... Great...
Merlin saw Avalon for what it was long before the rest of us. He told me that Tintagel wouldn't hold, not forever. That the weirdness would gnaw at our walls, at our minds, at our very bones, until nothing human remained. But he still fought to map a way forward, to carve some sense into this land. And in the end, the land swallowed him whole anyway. We were losing the battle at Tuathan's mouth, our last push before the weirdness took the field. Merlin was with us, bleeding, exhausted, but still weaving his spells. Then it came. Not a beast, not a man, not something we ever had words for. A shadow, wearing 1,000 torn banners, moving like it had no shape of its own. Merlin raised his staff, spoke a name I didn't recognize. And then he was gone. Not killed, not struck down, just gone. Like the land itself had taken him back. It was supposed to be a reminder. The sword was never just steel. It was a symbol of what we stood for. Strength. Just, I wanted them to remember.
Grab your... What are you waiting...
that noise?
Help! 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 I'm here! Help! Much better. I suggest we leave quickly. Vidar, a Pict. I'd add at your service, but we both know that's not how this works. Not here, not now, not yet. I know the weirdness, and in these times, such knowledge is worth more than gold. I overheard them say they're going. Crow isn't a name, but a title. Crows belong to the children of Morrigan. I assume the one holding me was a hatchling. He would have been promoted to a fledgling if the handover succeeded. That's all I know. You have no mercy. I tell you what I know. Every bandit on Avalon wants to join the children of Morrigan. They control everything that happens in the shadows. Smuggling, politics, assassinations. They claim they're building the new world from the ashes of the old, under Morrigan's banner instead of the Allmother's. That's probably why they're rounding up the Picts. You've never seen a desecrated shrine of the Allmother. Incredible. I thought the terror of the children had spread far by now. Morrigan is their goddess, where the Allmother stands for love, care, and peace. Morrigan is her opposite, a patron of war, death, and destruction. If the Allmother is the light, Morrigan is a shadow. You did save me, so I can repay you with answers. What do you wish to know? It has always been and always will be. It's as natural to Avalon as any other element. We do know, however. There's the trouble. You can't fight the weirdness. You can only try to push it away. It's like air. You can limit it by lighting a fire in a sealed room. But beyond that, it's always present. People use various methods. Weird candles, menhirs, even bonfires fueled by ethereal cobwebs. They work, but my people prefer to befriend the weirdness. It is and isn't. It depends on how you... The weirdness is but we Picts. You did...
I overheard them mention the ruins of Roskri. It's a tiny village, long abandoned. I suspect its people fled to the Horns of the South. But if you're thinking of ambushing the Crow, I beg you, don't. These are dangerous people, and I doubt a Crow would come alone. However, if we pretend you're the bandit supposed to deliver me, they didn't keep me in prison for nothing. I propose we meet near Roskri and deal with the... If they don't get me... Excellent. Thanks to our union. Oh, you're finally here. But our crows are not. I don't know what could have gone wrong. Maybe I misheard. Maybe I mixed up the names of the villagers. Oh no. They're here, aren't they?
That can be arranged. However, it just so happens you're too valuable for us to simply kill you.
I'm not going with you. You won't take me alive.
Calm yourself, Vidar. You know exactly what you did. Well done, Hatchling, for bringing Vidar to us. Exactly what it looks like. We're taking Vidar. He's far too valuable to simply let him die. I'd advise against interfering. Oh? Perhaps Vidar probably spun you some tale of being a harmless Pict. A scholar of the weirdness. Captured by cruel bandits? So Vidar's a scourge to his own people. He's been hunting his own kin for years. He's the one driving the Picts from the region. If you support him and let him go, you may as well start hunting them yourself. The two of you can enjoy your genocidal romance together. And meanwhile, Avalon will lose the only force capable of fighting the horrors of the weirdness. Frankly, it's quite reckless.
The only ones I killed are children of Morrigan. Yes, some of them were Picts. Once you swear yourself to that wretched order, you stop being human. That's why they lured me here, don't you see? I've slain those who murdered my kin, not the other way around.
Ah, so this is the bedtime story you tell yourself so you can sleep. I only kill the wicked. I only hunt That sounds worse than anything the children of... Oh, nothing terrible. Since he's been thinning out his own tribe, we'll hand him over to his kin and let them decide his fate. In return, It's not a bad solution. Believe me, we don't... The children of Morrigan are dedicated to Avalon's well-being. Naturally, we operate from the shadows. We've long realized that working that way yields better results than marching under Camelot's banner in broad daylight. That's our purpose. Securing resources like Scholars of the Weirdness, guiding those in power to serve the people's needs. And we need more wise souls to join our cause. So, are you interested in joining our organization? All it'll cost you is leaving... Undoubtedly. I trusted you to make the right choice. Very wise. Edgar, please take our guest to a safe place. I'm pleased you're with us, hatchling. This is Luth, your new superior. From now on, he'll be assigning the tasks you need to complete the rise within our ranks. If you do well, we'll meet again soon. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must tend to our Pictish guest.
From this moment on, you are mine. So listen well. The place we're taking over has some vermin holed up. Nasty types. The kind you don't waste any time talking to. They need to be dealt with before we move in. And I've got no interest in handling that job myself. Also, if you find anything interesting, bring it back. You'll take care of it for me, won't you, Birdie? Ah, yes. I suppose you deserve some kind of introduction. But no, most people would call us enemies of what they think is good. But I believe the world requires balance. In balance, nothing is purely good or evil. It just is. Depends on the bandits. When a group is simply trying to survive, our goals often align. Yes, we sometimes form alliances. But if they're just thugs running villages for fun, then naturally we don't support that. We remove their leaders if we think the band could be set on the right path. True, some of our recruits started out as ordinary bandits, but thanks to us, they have the chance to achieve much more. Maintaining order and safety, naturally. You might compare us to a night watch. We use any methods we deem necessary to reach our goals. She is our goddess, patron of the capital in the far north. You may know her as the goddess of destruction, death, and war, but we see her differently. To us, she's the patron of change, a promise of new beginnings. To build something new, one must first clear away the old. No death without life, no life without death, as Morrigan teaches. And I agree. Morrigan is a goddess of death, yes. But that, believe me, the more wicked the soul, the more eagerly Morrigan welcomes them. She has no interest in claiming the life of, say, a child. That's all I can tell you, Birdie. For now, you're serving me. You're answering to me. Forget the nonsense about cults and sacrifices to the goddess of death. Those are just stories peasants tell themselves to explain why bad things happen. In reality, it's nothing like that. So, for now, just focus on your orders. Some unsettling rumors have reached us. Whispers about a group attempting to walk in our boots. Crows don't like that competition. I don't care if it's a tavern. It's high time we made ourselves a cozy little nest there instead. Strike precisely, and keep it clean. I have no interest in cleaning up anyone's gut. Off you go.
Skaber af sig.